All right, hello everyone and welcome back to today's weather video. Let's get right into it. There are two topics I'm going to just briefly go on today. Now today is Tuesday, April 27th, and we have two things that we are watching here. First is we are seeing severe weather, another outbreak into the plains from Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, and spreading up into parts of the Midwest. Now, most of this storm activity is going to be turning on the severe side. However, we are not expecting a large severe outbreak with a lot of tornadoes. However, we cannot rule out at least a few, possibly a dozen or so tornadoes, especially going on into this evening, Tuesday evening, in places in western Texas and the panhandle of Texas and Oklahoma, maybe stretching into parts of southern Kansas. So if you live in those areas, please watch out for any watches and warnings that may pop up tonight. Now, the severe weather threat is actually going to be sticking around the same place even tomorrow on Wednesday, April 28th, with pretty much the same exact areas that are going to see severe weather today. The storm system is really not going to move all that much eastward over the next day or so. So we are going to still have a lot of amplified moisture and high humidity, high dew points basically. And we also have a dry line that is coming out of the front range of the Rockies. When you have that, you have upper winds aloft coming in one direction from the west up into the northeast, and then you have a flow coming out of the Gulf of Mexico into parts of Texas and Oklahoma. You have some spin in the atmosphere as we normally do during this time of year, and boom, you get supercell thunderstorms and again your occasional tornadoes. So if you do live in the places that I just mentioned earlier, from Texas into parts of Oklahoma, Kansas, and maybe spreading into Nebraska, Iowa, Missouri, parts of Arkansas, Louisiana, those places not so much severe, but you could still see a pop-up shower or thunderstorm that might produce at least some, flash flooding possibly, and frequent lightning, small hail as well. Again, the bullseye will be into the main three states here that I just mentioned over the next several hours. Obviously, it's about 4 p.m. on Tuesday, and then again, storms will be firing up again tomorrow afternoon in the same places. So watch out into the plains for that. The other big story we are watching is we are seeing a huge surge of warm air, pretty much almost summer-like. It is the end of April, and we're seeing temperatures 15 to 25 degrees above average, anywhere from parts of Chicago going into St. Louis, Cincinnati, Cleveland, over into the mid-Atlantic, DC, Baltimore, Philadelphia. For today, we are in the lower to mid-80s. The thermometer currently says 84.6. Again, I live about 10 miles just west of DC, so DC may be a little bit warm with all the concrete and urban heat island effect, but we are going to be staying quite warm in the eastern part of the country, and the warmth will be going into parts of New York and into New England, especially tomorrow. I know it's stuck in the 60s right now. However, 60s are still pretty good. I mean, that's pretty much average, maybe slightly above average. But we're going to hit 80s almost everywhere up and down the East Coast I-95 corridor, and we could be looking at record highs. DC, your record high tomorrow is 92. We're going to be approaching 90. That record goes all the way back to 1957. So it's going to feel like summer here in DC tomorrow. If you're going to go out, I'm planning to hopefully go out and enjoy the sun. Make sure you wear some sunscreen. That sun angle is pretty high again this time of year. Baltimore will be close. Philadelphia, New York will also be close to possibly a record high in the middle to upper 80s. And coming down here into the southeast and parts of the Tennessee and the Ohio River valleys, you also will see 80s and possibly hitting 90 degrees and maybe a few spots tomorrow. Tomorrow on Wednesday will be the bulk of the actual warmth. Now on Thursday, the storm system will start to move eastward, so the severe weather threat will move out of the plains. We'll see some storms and rain going into parts of the south and southeast, but we also are going to see some cooler air come into parts of the Midwest and Great Lakes. However, we are going to stay pretty warm still on the East Coast on Thursday. Again, temperatures are expected to be again in the lower to mid 80s, especially basically south of the Mason-Dixon line going into the Mid-Atlantic and Southeast and parts of, again, the Ohio and Tennessee River valleys. And then we will go back down to basically normal for the time of year, which is basically around 70, 71 degrees here in DC by this weekend. And we will see some rain showers knocking on our door as well. So enjoy the nice warmth that is coming. If it's not already in your area, especially in parts of the Northeast, northern parts of like north of Philly and everything, you all are going to see it tomorrow and Thursday. But down here in the Mid-Atlantic and Southeast, whew, yes, I'm in t-shirt and shorts. Obviously, it's pretty much 85 degrees. And yeah, it is a little bit humid. And tomorrow, the humidity will be up there a little bit more as well. So that is the forecast for the next day or so, a couple of days, I guess. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe. Keep your eye on the sky, everyone. And I'll talk to you again next time. Bye.